All right, good morning, sixth grade. I was gonna do a quick video to see if me going through the lesson in science would help out at all. You guys are doing great in science, and I don't really feel the need to, stand and teach you that because you guys have such a great system for taking your notes and practicing, doing a review and reinforce before, and then the quiz, and it's just routine, and you guys are allowed to use your book. So you got a really great system. For lesson 10-1, they're talking about water on Earth. I'm pretty sure you are like completely done hearing about the water cycle because you hear about it every year. I know because I see second grade doing water cycle projects. So we're going to kind of breeze through this one. The vocab in this lesson is very important, mainly because that's just where all the facts are, is all the vocab that you hear from the water cycle. I don't have a student edition book, so what I'm going to do is kind of go through what I have here in my teacher's manual and kind of give you guys some good important facts that you need to know. All right, so of course, when we're starting reading, there's talking about why is water important. Water makes up nearly 2/3 of your body's mass. That's huge. So we consider ourselves a solid because we have the features of a solid. We don't take the shape of an object that we're in. You touch us, we don't like really move too much. Okay, so we kind of have the characteristics of a solid, but to be told that our body makes up 2/3 of our body's mass is made up of water, that's huge. And it says that water is necessary to keep your body functioning. I know you know this, like I know you need water, but more so than just always having it to drink, like, it comes out of your pores. It's like it's flowing within you. So water, keeping your body moist, hydrated, is huge. That's a very important fact. So these two right up here are very important. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight so that you guys can copy me. Okay. Obviously the next statement, bold, key next to it, that's gonna be important, right? It says all living things need water in order to carry out their body processes. So it's the same thing it said. In addition, many living things live in water. Okay, so it's already bold. I'm not going to highlight it, but if you want to, you can. Body processes. Without water, neither you nor an apple could survive. Okay, water allows organisms to break down food. This is important. See, my book underlined it. All right, water allows organisms to break down food, grow, reproduce, and get and use materials they need from their environment. All right, because we get the water from our environment, right? We're not, we have a little bit, but we got that as we were being created. So you get it from your environment. If there's no water in the environment, as you know, we would not survive. Animals obtain water by drinking it or by eating foods. Plants and other organisms that make their own food also need water. Remember, they get it from their roots. They break down carbon dioxide and form oxygen. They kind of do the opposite, photosynthesis. Other organisms get food by eating the plants. All right, remember, we get all those nutrients from the plants. Habitat is the place where it lives and obtains all the things it needs to survive. All right, so if we're taken out of its habitat, if an animal is taken out of its habitat, usually it doesn't do well. It has to learn to adapt to a new environment to get all the things that it needs. Okay, moving on. All right, guys. Sorry about the shadow. I can't get the document camera in any other place. All right, where you turn on, okay, where is water found? Okay, when you turn on the tap, it might seem that an endless supply of fresh water comes out. That's what it seems like, right? But Earth's freshwater supply is very limited. Important fact, bold and a key, most of the Earth's surface water, roughly 97%, almost 100%, is salt water found in oceans. Only 3% is freshwater. Wow, that's huge because we don't want to drink salt water. We can't do that, right? So we need to protect our water because there's only so much of it. So when you turn on the sink and you've got fresh water flowing and you're not using it, that's wasting it because it goes back in and goes through another process of they purify our water, okay? About a third of the fresh water is underground. All right, we're going to learn about underground water. A tiny fraction of fresh water occurs in lakes and rivers. Very, very small. Okay, there's very few lakes and rivers that are fresh water. St. John's is it. It is called brackish water, which means it's half and half of salt and fresh. I think we have like a cup, not a lot, but I think we have a couple lakes here in Florida that are fresh. And I'm not talking about like the retention ponds, like the man-made lakes. They're going to be like actual lakes that were formed by the earth. All right, so an even tinier fraction is found in the atmosphere. Most of it is in the form of invisible water vapor, the gaseous form of water. All right, so most of it is in the form of invisible water vapor. All right, so we know we can find a little bit in the lakes, a little bit underground, and the rest of it is in water vapor in the air around us, the atmosphere. Oceans. Okay, we've got all the oceans. It says find the oceans on the map. Okay, so over here on the map, you can see my book has the oceans circled. All right, there's a lot of them. Well, not a ton, but there's a lot. You got the Pacific, the Atlantic. This is Pacific, not specific. Pacific, that is like a pet peeve of mine. We do not say specific because that means you're being direct. This is Pacific. The Atlantic Ocean, the Arctic Ocean. Then you've got the Black Sea here. That's a sea or an ocean. I'm so sorry, guys. The Mediterranean Sea is here. The Caspian Sea is here. The Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 that you should have circled. 8. All right, let's see. Find the oceans on the map. Okay, we've got them all. Are the names used for the different parts of the ocean? Some scientists call the area around the Antarctica the Southern Ocean. So they're saying that this part down here at the bottom, all the way around Antarctica, is they call it the Southern Ocean. I don't hear people refer to it that often, so you can use it if you want. Oh my gosh. But the waters are really all interconnected, making up one big ocean. So see, they're all connected. Like this one down here, they're connected. These are connected here. They're all connected in some way. So it's all like one big giant ocean, actually. So that's important. My book underlined it. The waters are really interconnected. The Pacific Ocean is the largest, covering an area greater than all the land on Earth. That's huge. So the Pacific is the biggest. It kind of comes over here too. See, it's on both sides of the Earth. It's saying that it covers a greater area, the amount of space it takes up, area, greater than all the land on Earth. So if you put all the land together, mush it together, and covered it over an area, the Pacific Ocean would be bigger. That's what they're saying. The Atlantic Ocean is the next largest, though the Indian Ocean is deeper. The or the Arctic Ocean surrounds the North Pole. Smaller saltwater bodies are called seas. So because they're smaller, that's why they got the name of sea and not an ocean. All right, ice. Much of the Earth's fresh water is frozen into sheets of ice. Massive ice sheets cover most of Greenland and Antarctica. Icebergs are floating chunks of ice, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you could find icebergs in the Arctic Ocean and in the North Atlantic. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Look at figure 2. All the rivers and lakes marked on the map contain fresh water. All right, so all the rivers and lakes marked on the map contain fresh water, as do many other smaller rivers and lakes. North America's 5 Great Lakes contain about 20% of all the water in the world's freshwater lakes. All right, so these 5, they look really small on this map, okay? But they're the Great Lakes right up here. They're up by Michigan. So there's a line like right about up here where North America is separated for the United States and Canada. Those Great Lakes kind of overlap that boundary. That's where Niagara Falls is. Niagara Falls is where Lake Erie meets Lake Ontario. So the way you can remember the 5 Great Lakes, I think we've talked about this before, is Holmes. Okay, you've got Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Why can't I remember the last one? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Oh my gosh. I'm going to come back to it because I'm going to remember it. I'm so sorry. Okay. I can't. That's going to bother me. Oh my gosh. We've done this before too, I remember. Okay. To find some of the fresh water on Earth, you have to look underground. When it rains or snows, most water that doesn't evaporate soaks into the ground. All right. We see a lot of runoff. We see the water kind of floating a lot of the time, puddles flooding. But that's just because the rain's coming down faster than the Earth can either absorb it or evaporate it. Okay, so when it rains, like when we get a spring shower, you'll notice that the ground is only wet for so long. Okay, it is either being evaporated quickly by the sun or absorbed quickly by the land. Okay, so you'll see it dries up actually really quickly. But when we have those rainstorms where it lasts for like 2 days, that takes a little longer for the evaporation and the absorption to happen, especially when we get like a hurricane and we're flooded with water. That obviously takes a little while. But even after, a couple weeks where all that water is now gone. Okay, or mostly gone. All right, this water trickles through spaces between particles of the soil and rock. Water that fills the cracks and spaces in underground soil and rock layers is called groundwater. Far more fresh water is located underground than in all of Earth's rivers and lakes. I remembered it. Superior. I knew I was going to remember it. Superior. I don't remember which one they said was the biggest of all of them. I think it's Superior, but I think that could be the name tricking me. I know Ontario is very large. All right. And this is the water cycle, which you guys all kind of know. We're going to kind of go through the picture instead of all the words. I know that you're reading the lesson, so I'm not too worried about that. In the water cycle, water moves between land, living things, bodies of water on Earth's surface, and the atmosphere. So right here, we'll start with the water. The water will first evaporate. When it goes up into the sky, that means the heat or the sun is working on the water, changing it from a liquid form to a gas form, the water vapor. Okay, so this is evaporation over here. My book already has it written down. Evaporation. Up here, when it's in the atmosphere in the sky, I know the picture doesn't show it in the sky, but it's got the clouds here. Okay, so when it gets pulled up to the sky, all the water vapor and particles together kind of start joining. And eventually, create these clouds. Okay, that is called condensation. When something condenses, it comes together. It forms like a smaller space. It condenses. So condensation is when the water particles are coming together. Precipitation is any type of water coming back down to the earth. So that includes rain, that includes snow, hail. Any form of rain coming back down to the ground is some sort of precipitation. Any water coming back down. Okay. They've got transpiration here too. Okay, eventually the water is given off through the leaves as water vapor in a process. So this is when it doesn't go to a body of water. It's kind of like an evaporation that happens directly from the plants. You know that if a plant is in the sun for too long and you don't water it, it kind of dries up. That's because that sun is absorbing the water out of it. Okay, and it needs more water to stay hydrated. So transpiration is the sun pulling the water out of the plant. And then down here, when it rains, the water moves. It doesn't just sit still, right? Unless there's a puddle somewhere. But most of the time it's moving somewhere. Here in the city, we have a lot of like sewers and gutters and stuff. But runoff is where the water is going to, okay? They use, elevation and gravity and stuff, and the water will move to a different body of water, and eventually it will start back in the process again for the water cycle. It's a circle, it goes in a circle. All right, guys, so sorry for all my yawning. We are going to take the quiz. I'm going to post it later today and give you all tomorrow to do it. So make sure you have your notes ready. A lot of you are doing really well on your quizzes in multiple subjects. Math, science, I'm watching you in religion, okay? So most of you are doing really great. What I want you to remember is you guys are given, I know this doesn't seem like it right now, but you're kind of given an opportunity right now. You're at home. You can take as long as you want, and nobody knows how long you took on the quiz. You can take as long as you want. You have your book and your notes in front of you, okay? You can look up each answer, and I know for a fact that a lot of them are coming straight from the book, okay? For math, you could use your notes, your examples, okay? Please take your time on some of these quizzes. I can tell the ones of you that are rushing. There's no need to rush. I know you guys just want to get this done so you don't have to do it anymore, but what are you rushing to get through it for? I know you want to play outside or you want to do something, but you're kind of given an opportunity to do really well this quarter. Because everything's open book and you're given kind of a lot of time, way more than you would be given in school. Think about it. We're only in a class for 45 minutes. And that's after the teacher talks and still has to collect things at the end. So you don't get the whole 45 minutes. You guys get way longer than that to do anything right now. So just take advantage of it, okay? I'm very proud of you guys. I can tell that you're working hard. I know that you're learning a lot of new stuff, And, you know, I hate the situation where you're having to learn it, but I love that you're learning it at the same time. Okay? Um, Make sure you study. The quiz will be out later today. That way you have tonight and tomorrow to do it. Okay? And today's Thursday. We have tomorrow, Friday, and we have Monday with school. Okay? Tuesday we'll start spring break. All right? All right, guys. I guess I will talk to you soon. Bye.